The news hit like a tropical storm, sweeping across the country with a force that no one saw coming. Philippines named least safe country for tourists, the headlines blared, echoing through every corner of the internet and spreading rapidly across social media and news outlets. The report, released by a Canadian travel firm, sent shockwaves through a nation built on hospitality and natural beauty, where tourism is a lifeline for millions. Suddenly, years of hard work, marketing and progress in tourism seemed at risk of unraveling overnight. The timing was brutal, just as the world reopened after a long pandemic pause, and every tourist dollar mattered more than ever. Tour operators watched bookings vanish in real time, and government officials scrambled to respond, holding emergency meetings to strategize. The story became a cautionary tale about the power of information in a hyper-connected world, where a single headline can shape global perception in minutes. Inquiries from potential visitors dropped sharply, and travel agencies abroad began advising clients to reconsider their plans, citing safety concerns. The narrative was set. Perception of risk quickly became reality, as fear and uncertainty spread among travelers. Palawan and Boracay were still breathtaking, Filipinos still welcoming as ever, but fear had taken root, casting a shadow over the island's natural beauty. A single, unverified report now threatened to undo millions in marketing investments and years of painstaking effort to build a positive image. The government and tourism industry were suddenly on the defensive, fighting a narrative that seemed to spread faster than they could contain, as journalists demanded answers. The incident exposed the fragility of a nation's image in the digital age, where news, true or not, travels at lightning speed and public opinion can shift overnight. It wasn't just about correcting the record anymore, it was about rebuilding trust, restoring confidence, and reassuring the world that the Philippines remained a safe and welcoming destination. The journey ahead would be long and uncertain. The world was watching, waiting to see how the Philippines would respond to this crisis. The Philippines had to act fast to reclaim its story, determined to turn the tide, and prove that one headline could not define an entire nation. The problem with the Canadian firm's report was simple: it was false, but the consequences of that falsehood were anything but simple. In a world where information spreads in seconds, a single misleading report can spark a chain reaction that's hard to stop. The ranking wasn't based on real data or official advisories, but on sensationalism and clickbait. The report cherry-picked incidents, ignored context, and painted a distorted picture that was far from reality. Major governments hadn't changed their travel warnings. Only specific conflict areas were flagged, as they had been for years. The vast majority of the country remained open and safe for visitors. Yet the damage was done. Misinformation had gone viral. Social media amplified the false narrative, making it seem more credible with every share and retweet. The negative perception stuck, even as corrections trickled out. For many, the first impression was all that mattered, and the truth struggled to catch up. For many travelers, even a hint of danger is enough to look elsewhere. Vacation plans were quietly changed, bookings canceled, and curiosity replaced by caution. The Philippines faced a public relations crisis, fighting a phantom enemy, an image problem created by misinformation, not reality. The false report tapped into old stereotypes and negative news cycles, reviving fears that had long been fading and overshadowing recent progress. The country wasn't just battling one bad story, but a lingering reputation that threatened livelihoods and dreams across the tourism sector. The Department of Tourism and Filipino communities abroad worked tirelessly to spread the truth, highlighting the country's real strengths, its natural beauty, vibrant culture, and warm hospitality. But rebuilding trust is slow, requiring not just corrections, but a new, compelling narrative. It takes creativity, persistence, and the support of the global Filipino community. The lesson was clear: in the information age, reputation is everything. A single story can shape perceptions for years, for better or worse. The fight for the country's image had only just begun, but with determination and unity, the Philippines was ready to reclaim its story and welcome the world once again. As the Philippines struggled with its image, its neighbors surged ahead. Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam saw millions of tourists return, their economies booming. The Philippines, meanwhile, lagged behind, attracting just over 5 million visitors in 2023, far below pre-pandemic highs. The slow recovery meant lost jobs and missed opportunities, The safety scare was only part of the problem. Unlike its neighbors, the Philippines' geography, over 7,000 islands, makes travel complex and costly. Every visitor must arrive by air or sea, adding barriers. The country's recovery highlighted the need for a new tourism strategy. Beautiful beaches alone weren't enough. Efficiency and accessibility now mattered more than ever. Tourists want seamless, stress-free experiences. The Philippines had to confront hard truths about its infrastructure and competitiveness. The race was on to catch up. The future depended on bold changes. Before the pandemic, Korean and Chinese tourists were the lifeblood of Philippine tourism. In 2019, nearly 4 million visitors came from these two countries alone. Today, their absence is felt everywhere. Empty shops, quiet restaurants, struggling tour operators. The loss exposed a critical weakness over reliance on just two markets. Destinations like Cebu and Boracay have been hit hardest. The industry now faces a tough question: how to diversify and attract new visitors. Winning back old markets is vital, but so is finding the next generation of travelers. The future depends on resilience and reinvention. For many, the dream of a Philippine vacation is challenged by high costs. Flights are pricier than to other Southeast Asian hubs, and getting around the islands often means more expensive domestic flights. The lack of efficient ferries or railways makes travel complex and costly. Backpackers and families find their budgets stretched thin. This limits how long tourists stay and how many places they visit. The country's value for money image is under threat. To compete, the Philippines must make travel easier and more affordable. Unlocking its potential means tackling these logistical hurdles head-on. For many, Manila's airport is their first and last impression, and it's not a good one. Long lines, technical glitches, and outdated terminals frustrate travelers. High-profile failures, like the 2023 New Year's Day power outage, have damaged the country's reputation. The problems go beyond the airport. Public transport is confusing and traffic is notorious. Tourists often rely on expensive taxis, adding to the cost and stress. These issues overshadow the country's natural beauty. Negative experiences are shared online, influencing future travelers. Fixing infrastructure is now a critical necessity. The Philippines needs a system that works for both locals and visitors. "It used to be so busy you couldn't walk here," says Elena, a Cebu shop owner, recalling better days when the market buzzed with life and laughter. The streets were once filled with the sounds of bargaining and the aroma of local delicacies, drawing crowds from all over. Now, she's lucky to make 2 sales a day. The silence in her shop is a stark reminder of how much things have changed, and every customer feels like a small victory. Tour guides like Carlos in Palawan have had to take side jobs to survive. Once, he led groups through hidden lagoons and vibrant reefs. Now, he sweeps docks and repairs boats just to get by. "My calendar used to be full. Now, I get last-minute calls for small groups," he says. Tiras das Amanayais missing the days, the Salmon Fares, when his phone rang non-stop with eager travelers. Even tourists noticed the challenges. The islands are stunning, but getting around is a nightmare, says Sarah, a British traveler. She describes long waits, confusing schedules, and the uncertainty that comes with every journey. Delayed flights, chaos at the airport, and unexpected costs test even the most determined visitors. Many arrive excited, only to face hours of waiting and last-minute changes. The Philippines offers world-class destinations, but the travel experience needs work. The beauty is undeniable, but the journey can be daunting for newcomers. Yet, there's resilience. "We know we have problems," says Maria, a hotel owner in Siargao. She's determined to keep her doors open, no matter how tough things get. "But we're learning, adapting, and improving for every guest." Staff are retraining, learning new skills, and finding ways to make each stay memorable. Communities are using this quiet time to train staff and upgrade facilities. They're investing in better services, hoping to impress when visitors return. There's hope that, when the world returns, they'll be ready. The anticipation is palpable, and preparations continue every day. The spirit of the people remains the heart of Philippine tourism. Their warmth and hospitality shine through, even in the toughest times. Their optimism is its greatest asset. It's what keeps them moving forward, believing that better days are ahead. The industry's future depends on their perseverance. Every meeting, every late night, is a step toward recovery and renewal. They're determined to welcome the world again, with open arms and brighter smiles than ever before. The government is rolling out a multi-pronged strategy to revive tourism. Upgrading Manila's airport is a top priority, with privatization aimed at doubling capacity and improving efficiency. New airports in Bohol and Clark will decongest Manila and provide direct access to key destinations. More international flights and streamlined visa policies are in the works. Massive infrastructure projects, like a new subway and railway lines, promise long-term improvements. The focus is shifting to sustainable, high-value tourism, eco-sites, heritage tours, and wellness retreats. Training programs aim to raise service standards and protect the environment. The goal, a smarter, more resilient tourism industry. It's a long-term investment in the country's future. The blueprint is ambitious, but necessary. With old markets in flux, the Philippines is looking to new horizons. India, with its booming middle class, is a top target. New flights and marketing campaigns are underway. The country is also courting travelers from ASEAN neighbors, promoting short-break packages and food tours. Diversification is key to a stable tourism economy. At the grassroots, communities are embracing sustainable tourism, regulating development, retraining locals, and promoting authentic experiences. Artisans and homestays are finding new opportunities. The road ahead is challenging, but hope is growing. Government reforms, new markets, and community efforts are building momentum. The Philippines has the beauty and hospitality to be world-class. Overcoming hurdles will take time, but the future is bright. If the country can match its assets with a better system, global success is within reach. The next chapter of Philippine tourism is just beginning.